adventurers, storytellers. Welcome to this week's edition of the Worldbuilders Society with Ansel and Maui.
Welcome to the Worldbuilders Society. I'm Maui, and
I'm Ansel.
Ooh! Every week we build worlds with some of our favorite DMs. And Ansel, why don't you tell us a little bit about our guest this week?
Our guest this week is one of my absolute favorite collaborators that I have ever worked with, and I'm not just saying that because he's in the room. Adam and I have been working together since, 2010?
2000
is when we 2008 if you count just like seeing each other at the Ren Fair.
Yeah, at least 2008, but probably in earnest 2009, 2010. Yeah,
2009, 2010.
Since the beginning of the MCU.
Yeah, our friendship is roughly one Iron Man old.
That is.
And we have had the lovely opportunity to work together on a number of different projects, including Starlight Radio Dreams, an incredible podcast that we did for several years together. You can still find it online. And Adam is, among other incredible distinctions, an amazing puppeteer, an incredible actor, a fantastic director, and a great friend. So look him up, especially if you want him to build things out of felt and foam. He's your guy. Maui, you got to show him your puppet later.
I'll show him Ella, afterwards. Absolutely. Yeah. I would love that. And now I know that we know yet another puppet person. This is like exciting for me. It's my dream to like have a puppet TV show one day.
Oh, Adam can be your gateway to a number of highly skilled puppeteer people.
Oh, yes.
I have a friend who I went to high school with who is on Sesame Street.
Nice.
Currently.
What?
Yeah. My friend Frankie, he's on Sesame Street.
Cordero?
He plays Abby's Frankie Cordero. Yeah, we go way back.
Of course, you know him.
Yeah, we've known each other since we were teenagers. Yeah, like well over 2 decades at this point. So
I've met Frankie at least once.
Frankie's wonderful, and ever since, like, from the day I met him, it's always been about puppetry with him. Like, it was always his love.
He's just got felt in his bones.
He's got felt in his bones. Absolutely.
Welcome to Talking About Puppets, the podcast where
welcome to Felt Talk.
We talk exclusively about puppeteers that we know on a personal level.
Yes, absolutely.
This week's topic, sounds like a great podcast. I would listen to that.
This week's topic, Fozzie Bear. What's up with him?
Mostly a guy, honestly.
Mostly a guy. Absolutely. That's what I was
Antron Fleece. Do they even make it anymore? No, they do not. They absolutely do not make it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Before we get started, we like to warm up with our interview portion. However, since we are a TTRPG podcast, we had to put it in a random table.
Yeah, we had to gamify that stuff.
Of course.
We gamified that bad boy. So I welcome you to the rig. We need a cool stinger for that, Ansel.
Rig. Noted. I'll see if I can find one.
Throw some reverb on there.
Yeah, so there's some, the rig. The random interview. Hey! The random interview generator. Do you have any dice in front of you?
Okay. This is so. Wait. Yes, I do. I so rarely end up rolling actual physical dice anymore, either due to the nature of the games that I run, or I just find using a little dice app to be much faster.
I've started transitioning into that myself because it just makes things go so much
when you really
faster.
Need to crunch some numbers. I'd rather. I don't want to be the guy holding things up.
So for this, you're going to need a D6, a D20, and a D8. And before we get to the rig, I'd love for you just tell me a little bit about your relationship with TTRPGs.
Let's see. My relationship with TTRPGs goes back to, it goes back to college, where some friends that I was in a house with, we were playing this old Marvel RPG that was not good. It was mechanically just all kinds of nonsense and not
What a
balanced.
pain in the butt that game was.
Oh, wow. Was it ever? But you know what? My friend had the books and we made it work. And that was a very cool time. And then, I don't know, I kind of fell out of them for a bit until the big 5e boom happened and I got myself involved. Oh, no. Nope. Correction. I participated in a single game of D&D 4th edition where
Oh,
for
okay.
whatever reason the DM had something like 12 people in the group. And people have various opinions about 4th edition. It does not go fast. It sure does not go fast. And it really does not go fast with 12 people. But I latched on to a group when 5e came out, enjoyed that, decided I wanted to run games, enjoyed that considerably more. And these days I DM or GM significantly more than I play. Truth be told, I get a little bored if I'm just playing.
Same.
Yes.
Same. As much as I like every time I'm like, oh man, I wish I could be a player in something, and then I get to be a player in something, it's just like,
oh right, I have to spend the whole time just sort of.
And this extends to like listening to, oddly enough, listening to like actual plays. Like I just can't. I get bored because I'm not playing or directing the action. I just don't have the right receptors for media that is in that shape.
Not this show, though.
Yeah.
This show you're gonna love.
Well,
No, I'm
because
kidding.
because eventually I'm going to be running something. So yes.
Yeah. But I feel
Very
that I'm also not the target demographic for a lot of those. Like, I have a real hard time with Critical Role because I'm like, I just want to be doing the thing.
I absolutely get the appeal. I definitely get the appeal of it. It just like, I don't know, it just does not hit my brain in the right way.
Yeah, I think it's interesting as an art form, as a medium, and I think that it's so in its infancy that that people are still learning how to tell stories.
Yeah.
With tabletop role playing games, right? It's a little bit of improv, but it's also a little bit of structured story. There's so many different things that go into the thing, and we're using, at least at the outset of it, we were using systems that weren't built for that exact thing, right? And so now we're seeing systems being created that are more cinematic, that are more conducive to telling those kinds of stories, so that we're not sitting there for 4.5 hours each session watching people. We can watch people do a 3-hour thing, and it's much more manageable, a 2-hour to 3-hour thing. And I think in the next 10 years, I think we see the art form kind of push itself even further.
Oh yeah. Well, and I think it's already happening. I mean, if you look at Dimension 20, they're changing the game so much because they're changing things so frequently with every new series. I feel like they're really breaking new ground and finding new ways to make it work. And I really love the stuff that they're doing. And there's a podcast I'll shout out from potential future guest James D'Amato called Campaign that is absolutely phenomenal. And I've really enjoyed their work from the beginning, where they were playing the Star Wars Fate and Destiny, I think, game. And then they moved into Cortex, and now they're in their own system that they designed. So lots of good stuff out there. And I think it's, you just got to find a DM who's pacing you like, and a cast who perform in a way that you enjoy. And then once they figure out that alchemy, if they maintain
it's a tricky combination. I mean, I even just like finding a good table not for show purposes.
True.
Is
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, and finding like what's that alchemy,
Yes.
as you said,
Yeah.
Ansel, right? Like, party composition is so important to that. Scheduling, personalities, like all those
well,
things.
and different
kinda go into
people, get very different things out of TTRPGs, and sometimes some of those wants are compatible with other wants. Other times they're sort of like mutually exclusive. So just finding a group of people that all want either the same experience out of a given game, or at the very least are able to enjoy experiences that don't cancel out other people's
Mhm.
enjoyment at the same table. And,
Yeah.
and sometimes you
Yeah.
really just don't know until you get into it.
Very true. Very interesting. Adam, could you do
Yeah.
me a favor? Could you roll me a d6, please?
Yeah. That is a 5.
5. Interesting. Could you also roll me a d20, please?
That is a 10.
A 10. What's the worst session you've ever run?
Oh, the worst session that I have ever run. I mean, I think the worst. I mean, if we don't count sessions where things never even got started, I mean, there was like I can at the very least attest to a session that I was attempting to run. I think it was actually part of Ansel's monthly online con, and it was following this massive ice storm that we had. And just like I think I don't know, maybe a half hour into the session, and then Discord just completely cut out.
I remember
Because yes, so like what had happened is that like so much ice had built up on the cable that brings the internet to our house that it had like bent it to the point where like it was just completely. Are we swearing on this podcast? That's fine.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fucked. It was fucked. It was bent to the point of being completely and totally fucked. And I just like was so I was like, I can't run this on my phone. I can't. I have to be done now. Apologies all around. But that was, the worst session I've ever had was definitely due to technical difficulties out of nowhere.
It's very
That'll
real.
do it. That will do it.
I think that was the weekend I had to learn how to play a dog game last second.
That sounds right, because I was going to run a dog game. Yes. And I could not. I could not run any games beyond that.
Very Good Boys or something like that. Anyway, yeah.
You want to take the next one there, Ansel?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey, Adam, could you roll that d6 for me one more time?
Yep. Okay. 2.
2. Okay. Ooh, exciting. Roll that d20 again.
That is a 7.
What was your first TTRPG experience? Do you remember?
Okay, my first actual TTRPG experience, actually playing, not just like, because I remember in high school someone had the Star Wars books, which I like looked through, but a game never came out of it. But I believe my first experience, this would have been freshman year of college, and in the dorm where I lived, there were some folks running I believe it would have been 3.5. And I got as far as I made a character, and we had a session. And then, so I was a theater major in college, and then I got cast in a pretty major role in a play, and rehearsals started right away, and nothing more ever came from that single session. But I sure did make some sort of a thief, and the only thing that I remember from the actual playthrough was he like reached his hand to grab some treasure, and that hand got royally fucked up by a gelatinous cube. In the classic style. That's my first like RPG.
That's a good first experience.
That's a pretty classic experience.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. All right, one more time. We're going to do our last one. Give me a D6 one more time, please.
It's a 1.
A 1.
Heck
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I will need you to roll a D20 and a D8, please.
Okay, that is a 4 on the D20, and that is a 5 on the D8.
Okay. I'm not even. I'm just going to read it so I discover what I'm asking you in real time. Can you tell us about your most challenging thirst trap to have worked into a story?
What were we thinking?
Could you tell us about your most challenging thirst trap to have ever worked into a story?
Oh,
That might be my favorite question I've asked yet.
I'm struggling to think of a thirst trap that I've worked into a story.
I mean, on purpose? Because I'm thinking about some of the guys you've thrown our way in masks.
Let me think. Okay. What was the whole question again?
What was the most challenging thirst trap you've worked into a story?
Challenging thirst trap. I mean,
we could also re-roll and pretend none of this happened.
I have unintentionally included a thirst trap in a
game.
That
counts.
That counts.
I mean, there was, if anything, I don't know. It was a challenge to have him not be a thirst trap. This was an in-person 5e game that I was running. This was like the first homebrew 5e setting game that I had run, and the overall story was that the team had been tasked with transporting some highly sensitive goods to some foreign land, but their ship got attacked and they were shipwrecked and all of that kind of shit. But the company had sent along sort of like a legal representative, an attorney. I'm trying to remember what the cat's name was. It was a tiefling. And his whole deal was that, he was not a fighter by any means. He was just like the team's attorney. And at some point, like all 4 of the PCs just had the hots for this character for whatever reason. It got a little obsessive at some point in time. Mr. Volpes or something, I want to say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Fox guy.
Yeah, I mean, like, he didn't have any Fox features. I just thought that sounded like
he was just
a
Foxy.
cool name for a tiefling to have. No first name, just Mr.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm already thirsting. I get it.
I mean, tiefling, canonically the hottest of the D&D
Some people
species.
are real into it.
Mm-hmm.
They're horny.
And
I think that's got to be it.
By default.
That's got to be it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
That's the
interview
rig.
portion.
We did it.
That's the rig. Thank you so much.
The Worldbuilders Society is a co-production of Indecisionist Productions and Reflect Games. Find The Indecisionist on all of the social media platforms I can be bothered to be on, and check out some of my other amazing podcasts and TTRPG Pickup Con, a free monthly event going on at ttrpgpickupcon.com. Find Maui at Reflect Games, and check out the weekly live streams and incredible gaming content at Reflect Games on twitch.tv/reflectgames. Find out more about the Worldbuilders Society at indecisionist.com/worldbuilders.